Welcome to the very first J&J Photo Art Marketing Cafe. Fancy, fancy. What we're looking to do is try and get you photographers to move forward with art sales and art exposure, and to be able to just build a little bit more confidence in what you're doing with your photography, and try to keep you motivated, try to keep you moving in a direction of positivity so that there's always an opportunity to make sales, to get invited into other art setups and exhibits and so forth, and just to really get your art out there, get your name known out there. And of course, with Photo Art Pavilion, we're trying to get you guys and gals exposed beyond this Long Island market. Most of you started with us via Long Island Photo Gallery and have now transformed over to the Photo Art Pavilion, which is our way of trying to bring the exposure of the great artwork that we have out to beyond the Long Island borders. So in doing that, we wanted to just kind of go over a few topics, give you some ideas of how you can do certain things with your photography if you're not already doing it, or maybe as we're having this discussion today, it'll spark an idea or two to move you forward to do some new things for yourself. So the first thing that I have on the agenda is the promotional coupons that we have set up for you with the Photo Art Pavilion. So the promotional coupons that we put together, I'm saying use them and abuse them. It's not a bad thing to put a sale on your artwork. And I'm not saying you have to put it on your artwork every day of every week for the rest of the year. But as we're going through right now, the holiday season, it's really a great idea to put a coupon on your artwork. Here, there, not every day, maybe every third day, every once a week, but let your audience know that you're offering an item or your entire portfolio for sale at a certain point in time. What's good about doing the promotional coupons, initially when I started using them, I was like, why do I want to put a discount on my art? I think my art's great. I know my art is great. I would like to really be able to have the opportunity to earn what I feel my art is worth. But then I started doing a little bit of research on doing sales not only during the holidays, but throughout the year. And in doing so, just like the big box stores like Macy's and so forth, they're running coupons, they're running sales. And what that does is it gets folks to click over to see a little bit deeper into what you have to offer. So maybe today you want to showcase a beautiful fall scene. Maybe the next day you want to showcase a beautiful winter scene. Maybe the next day you want to showcase a series. Understand that your audience is probably only 5% of your audience is going to see you every day, and that audience is going to change. So today you might have the ability to reach out to, let's say, you have 500 followers on your Instagram and 200 followers on your Facebook. Think that 5% of those folks are going to see you today, and the other 95% are not. But tomorrow, that 5% of people that are going to see you is going to shift to a new 5% or a different 5%. And the following day, another change in the audience. So by offering out promotional coupons, it gives them something to look forward to come back, to say, okay, well, I saw Joanne's work last week and that was a beautiful piece. And you know what, I know she runs coupons and sales once in a while. Well, let me check back with her in a few days. Let me check back with her next week, next month. So it's another way of engaging them to come into your store and to poke around and see not just what you're showing and promoting today, but what you're promoting throughout your year. Okay, and you got to think about this whole marketing thing as a long-term thing. It's not simply throwing a picture up on social media and begging somebody to buy my stuff. No, you have to interest those people. You have to interest them with a little story about your artwork. I took this photograph while wandering Mashamik. I'm saying that because I see Tony in the room. I I took this photograph while doing a workshop at Mashamik Shelter Island, and it was a really beautiful day, and blah 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 blah. And then, you know, maybe a little further down, if you really love this, click on over and you know, use the code holiday 10 so that you can make that buy. Of course, you want to soften up the language. I'm giving it to you very raw right now, but the ability to give your audience something to look forward to tomorrow, the next day, next week, next month. These are good things. You see the big box companies doing it. There's no reason whatsoever that you as an independent artist should not be doing the same thing. So just keep that in mind. Now, I know we've sent, looks like Jessica put in the chat room, she put all the coupon codes in there that we have now available on Photo Art Pavilion. So when you're doing your marketing, think about a very soft way to introduce that code. And again, the code can change. It doesn't have to be this, doesn't have to be every day. Today, you could be just promoting an art piece. You could be promoting, I was supposed to get some snow on the island this week. You can be promoting the fact that you're going to go out shooting on Wednesday morning after the big snowstorm comes in. You know, you can have these conversations with your audience, be a real person, and at the same time, offer them those coupons when you feel that the necessity arises. So when I say use them and abuse them, I really mean that. There's no reason why you cannot be offering your audience a coupon or a discount if they're engaging with you on a regular basis. So I think that that's a great way to go. I'm going to save all, if you have any questions as we go along, you can just jot them down and we'll kind of bring them forward at the end of the session here. I'm going to move on to the next topic. I'm going to move on to direct email campaigns. So I know I'm failing at this miserably for myself personally, but it's something that has been on my mind, and I think it's a very, very important thing. When we engage with our audience via social media, it's a broad stroke, it's anybody, right? Anybody out there is looking at our work, anybody out there can comment. We don't really have a personal connection. But somebody that is in your direct email campaign, a direct email list, that's a different audience. That's an audience that already knows you, that's already either bought pieces of art from you already, or has been engaging with you in a one-on-one capacity. Now, when I say create a direct email campaign, I'm not saying go out and buy a list of potential art buyers. If that's your desire, then go for it. But what I am saying is take a look at, this is basic sales 101, take a look at your family and your friends and go over to either MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Constant Contact. You could set up an email list for free. I think they allow you to go up to maybe 100 email accounts. And you could start creating direct email campaigns that maybe you want to send out on a once a month basis. Don't over spam. You know, they want to hear from you, but they don't want to hear from you every day. Social media is the way to engage folks in that direction. But if you have a direct email campaign, and maybe you have a new piece of art, maybe you're exhibiting somewhere, maybe you're running a big sale for a holiday, or maybe you just want to say, Happy New Year. By having a direct email campaign, now you're really creating that person-to-person connection. And I bring this subject up because it's something that I have to do for myself. At Long Island Photo Gallery and Photo Art Pavilion, we've got a long list of people that we email with. We have a long contact list. It's not personal like it is to email family and friends and folks that have already purchased your artwork. Okay, so think about that. Other businesses that you might be, that you might frequent. You know, maybe there's a coffee shop that you frequent, or the local deli. Maybe that's an opportunity for you to create a deeper connection and to get them to understand what you do. If you're a patron of a particular business and you're there every day or every other day and you're supporting them, it's really very likely that they are going to do the same back to you. They're going to support you back in one way or the other. And at the bottom of your emails, you can simply say forward to your friends, share with your friends, have my phone number. You can have your personal phone number there. You can have the links going right back to your store at Photo Art Pavilion, where we have, obviously the opportunities there are great. They can read about you because you have your bios all filled in. And they can also connect with all your social media accounts because you have that all filled in. So when you go to the Photo Art Pavilion page, everything about you is right there. But how do you drive people there if you're not getting them from social media? The other way is through direct mail. So think about setting up a direct email campaign, even if you get 5 people in there to start, sooner or later, and it takes time. So, think again, this is a long-term scenario. Think again on how you can interact with people and understanding that your audiences on the 2 different connection modes, promotional campaigns and social media, are different than direct mail. Okay, so I just want you to kind of let that sit in and let that saturate for a while. I'm going to let Jessica pick up on the hashtags, do's and don'ts, and the social media. So Jess, you can unmute yourself, I guess, and take over.
All right. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining today. So thank you, Joanne, for giving us the info for coupons and email campaigns. But yeah, hashtags. That's always a question that I hear from our artists. What do I use? How do I use them? And so on. So just to give a quick breakdown, hashtags is the way that Instagram, you're able to connect through Instagram. So Facebook has groups, Instagram has hashtags. Hashtags is basically groups of people, and you want to reach those groups of people. So based on your artwork, you typically want to stick to hashtags that are relevant to your photo. So let's say you have a photo, I'm gonna pick an idea of one of mine. It was in the Smoky Mountains, Cades Cove, and it was a large field with horses running through it. Magical moment for me. So what would I use for hashtags? Well, I would use location. So Cades Cove, hashtag Cades Cove, hashtag Smoky Mountains, hashtag Tennessee. These are all relevant to the area, to the region. From there, I would obviously do horses. If I knew what kind of breed they are, I would aim to use the name of the breed. It was a large field, so I would, use a hashtag based on the field. And you can really break it down to specific items within your photo. I mean, this is obviously like more of a landscape animal image, but if you have something a little bit more detailed, then you could really pinpoint each object, subject matter that you're showing, and so on. You could also utilize emotions. So you could do like hashtag joy, hashtag magic, and have the commentary in your post that explains that emotion. Because if you're just putting a random emotion and someone from that group sees it and they're like, well, it doesn't make sense for where you're posting it. So you always want to kind of break it down in your commentary as to why you're posting about that emotion or whatever. But in general, you do want to share what it happens within those photos that you're posting in your artwork. So the other thing is, don't use too many stringed words together. So if you're creating your own hashtags, just be careful what you're creating. Really, the goal for the hashtags, at least in my point of view, is to connect to other viewers. So if you're using hashtags that have the masses behind it, then obviously that's where you want to go. You also don't want to pick hashtags that have, I forget the breakdown. I think it was like 10 million hits or whatever, or posts, because then obviously you're just going to get lost in it. If you're aiming for I would probably like 7,000 to 1,000, you're going to get a little bit better odds on getting people to get eyes on your piece, but then also potentially to try to get followers back. So the whole thing with followers is in your post, you always kind of want to try to say, stay connected or follow my art, my journey, whatever you want to say, but always make sure you do your @ and your tag. So this way it's easier for those viewers to click onto your account and follow you. So back to the hashtags, sorry, little tangent. Don't over tag your posts. So Instagram allows for 30 hashtags in a post. Typically you don't want to do all 30. I know I am a big culprit of that. I just like to hashtag away. But really you should probably aim for like 15 or so. And then actually on different platforms, they require less. So let's say if you're part of LinkedIn, only 3. Facebook, hashtags still work in Facebook, but obviously 15 or less is usually the go-to for there. And then I believe Pinterest also uses them and a few other outlets, but it's up to you where you feel comfortable and where you're finding your niche of audience. For me, I focus on Facebook and Instagram. I'll actually use the Facebook creator to schedule posts, which saves you some time. And also I'll actually post directly using Instagram. So when you're using Instagram on your phone, you're able to see it searches hashtags for you. So if you're putting in, like, let's say I'm a Long Island photographer. So if I do hashtag Long Island photographer, it will show me relevant other hashtags to use. And also it gives me the information as to how many posts there are in that group. Sorry, excuse me. So from there, the other fun thing is to use the relevant trending hashtags. So Motivational Monday, Throwback Thursday, I think it is, Hump Day Wednesday, stuff like that. You can always do as well. It makes it a little bit more fun, and then it opens up a little bit more of a commentary as to why a certain photo is motivational to you. So that's another way to get a big audience, to view your images. I mean, granted, you might get lost in it all, but there may be a few that see your piece and connect to it. So hashtags can also be sewn into the body of your message, but don't overdo it. So you want your users to be able to read what you're actually talking about versus stopping every hashtag. So, maybe use maybe up to 2 to 3 within the body of your content. From there, the rest can go below, along with tagging any other companies. So for me, my storefront is with Photo Art Pavilion. That's obviously who I use to have my art sold through. So what I always do on my posts is obviously, I usually talk about the art or send some information about the piece. From there, I always tag Photo Art Pavilion, say my artwork is available at, and then I usually add a coupon like Joanne was saying, if we have any running, and then from there, hashtag away. So I always try to make sure that we kind of incorporate everything in the posts. And then also the big key for social media, hashtagging and posting and so on, is you have to stay somewhat consistent. So there are people out there that will post maybe every day for a week and then drop off for a month or 2. I know I used to do that. And then as soon as I get back to it, I would see the numbers change. So as a content creator, you kind of want to have some sort of system, even if it's every other day or something, and stay consistent, because then that shows Instagram or any other social media platform that you're relevant. You're continuing to create new content, you're sharing and sending out the message, and this allows your posts to actually show a little bit higher on your followers' feeds. So we'll tip that there. And again, just always focus on location, subject matter, objects in the scene, emotions that you may have, but explain why. And from there, just keep posting. I know too, we wanna always, if people are liking your posts in Facebook, so hashtags also work there. Hashtags are the equivalent of groups in Facebook. So if you're sharing in a group, if you're sharing, through your personal account, through your business account, through Facebook, you're actually able to go into each post that you have and see the people that like it, and then you're able to click and add them, ask them to follow you back. So that's a whole nother way to be able to show and really connect and really secure that connection. So definitely go back into your post that you shared and check out who's liked it. There is the option to invite to follow. Um, so back to hashtags. Hashtag away. I know we're also looking to have questions and stuff. So definitely utilize the Zoom group chat option and send in any kind of you don't have that, Barbara?
Wait, one minute. I have another thing to wrap up here.
Oh
So,
yeah, I know. We're not done, but I'm just
Oh.
saying if you have questions on the hashtags, definitely feel free to type in your questions.
Yeah,
And
do you see the chat room, Barbara, at the very bottom of your Zoom screen? There's a toolbar.
okay, don't worry.
We'll
We'll
find
open
you.
the mics
We'll
later.
get you there.
We'll have a chat.
We'll unmute you shortly.
Yeah, it's all good. But definitely, this is a great tool to be able to connect with the masses. So, Joanne, you can jump into the next part of our chat.
Yeah, I wanted to follow up about with Jessica talking about the social media and the hashtags, how important it is for you to follow up with people that are following you. So if someone comes along and likes your post either on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, or if you're over at Pinterest, it's very nice. Let's just say it's nice to acknowledge them. If someone puts a comment into one of your posts, it's really nice to reply with either a thank you or some other comment. The other thing is, and I noticed this about a year ago, on the Facebook platform, you have a post and you see, like, it'll have in the corner there in the left corner, it says, 30 people liked your post. If you click on that area where it says 30 people, it opens up another window with the names of all the 30 people that liked your post. And if you're using a Facebook pages for your artwork, you could see how many of those people are following you and how many need to be invited to follow you. You can invite people to come on in and follow your Facebook page. If you don't have a Facebook page for your photography, that's okay too. You can still see, if you're posting on your personal page, again, you click and see how many people liked your post. You could see how many people are actually your friends or not. And if they're not, you can create that engagement if you feel comfortable to say, let's be Facebook friends. And then they'll see your stuff, more regularly as opposed to once in a while. We talked, did you mention doing groups, being in groups, Facebook groups?
A little bit.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I guess the heat came on and I missed part of your conversation.
Oh,
So
yeah. So joining Facebook groups is a great way. It's the equivalent of a hashtag in Instagram. So the groups have multiple people in them. Granted, obviously, if it's a photography group, maybe a specific subject matter and so on. I know I'm joined a bunch of them, and every so often, you share an image here and there, and then you have people that you don't know viewing your art, which is great. And then if they're liking it, again, like Joanne was saying, you're able to then go in and ask, do the follow back option, which is always nice to help boost the connection. Joanne.
Perfect. No, that's perfect. And then the last thing we want to talk about is just kind of stay motivated. So I mentioned this throughout the conversation. This is a long-term thing. You could get very lucky. You could pop into Photo Art Pavilion and have sales very quickly in the experience. You could pop into Facebook and share a post and somebody contacts you, a direct message, and wants to make a buy. Understand that we're selling a non-essential commodity here. So just, not that your work isn't gorgeous, but you're selling something that is non-essential. The ebbs and flows of art sale are always going to be there. So you got to stay motivated. You have to keep your foot on the gas pedal. Okay. I'm not saying you got to do 90 miles an hour, do the speed limit, stay motivated. And as I said in our little note going out to you guys, when we invited you, we think 100% commission helps. We're here for you guys. We do everything that we possibly can for you. We built a gorgeous platform. We do have a few of you that have made suggestions on what we can do to improve the platform in certain areas. I've created a quote unquote wish list on things that we would like to deliver going forward. But right now we've got a beautiful platform that gives you guys 100% commission on any art sale. We do everything for you. So we think that that should add to your motivation to try and keep you moving forward with your art. Continue to create, never stop creating, and never stop gently touching your audience through social media, direct email, and however else. I mean, you know, you have to be creative. That's your innate little trait that you have there. So just continue to do that.
It's the creative genius. Sorry to jump in.
Say it. I'm sorry. Say it again.
It's your creative genius.
Be that. Be it. And if you come up with great ideas and things that work, I mean, feel free to share, because when we run into something that works for us, for the whole platform, Photo Art Pavilion, even Long Island Photo Gallery, I don't want to really regress that, you know, go over there too much, because that's our brick and mortar. We're talking about the online platform right now. And things that are working for us on Photo Art Pavilion, we're trying to share with you guys. And in reverse, just like I said about people that engage in your posts, in your social media posts, you should engage back. We love to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We want to know what can we do? What can we deliver to make your experience with us that much better? So I do see a couple of questions in the chat room. Barbara, did you find your chat?
Sort of.
I mean,
I have the chat, but when it comes up, it covers your face. So
say it again.
I have the chat, but it's a huge box, so it's covering your face. I
That's
apologize.
okay. You don't need to see me. You could just type your question in there. If you'd
Fabulous.
like. Or you could ask now that you're hot. Now that you have a hot mic.
Oh, I have a hot mic, and then I'll shut up because you know I could talk for days. Jessica, I'm on Instagram. I love Instagram. I'm addicted to it. I probably shouldn't be on it as much as I am.
It's good.
In the middle of the description, when you hashtag Photo Art Pavilion, are you doing it with the little A and the circle, or are you doing the hashtag?
I typically do the call, so the @ and
The
Photo
@
Art Pavilion, because that's
okay. But then that brings them just to Photo Pavilion, or does it bring them to me?
No, that brings them to the account Photo Art Pavilion.
Okay.
But you know, it again, you always want to share a link as well. And Instagram's a little bit tricky because they don't allow the post to link when you have.
It doesn't. No, we're not even in the stories.
I know, it's frustrating. But if you have your link established in your bio, you can always direct the audience to say, shop at my go to my bio and click on the link to shop.
Okay.
All right. So if
I hate to send them to a place
and
then they get there, okay, and they don't understand that it's, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, what the @ sign does is it alerts Jessica and I that you tagged us.
Oh,
So we're able to see it, and
so then I see it, or Jessica sees it, and we can now share it again. We can extend your audience for you.
okay.
So if you tag us with the @ sign in any of your media posts or social media posts, we get a notification that says Barbara Labasco shared this post or mentioned you in their post. Now we see that, and I can now have the ability to share it to our audience, which is a little bit larger than your audience at this point.
Okay,
cool. Understands? So if you share something, you tag us, the first thing we're going to do, like I did for you the other day, you did tag us.
I remember that, and I say thank you because, well,
and you say thank you. That's all, we understand you appreciate that, and that's what we want to do, because your audience is your audience, but our audience are different eyeballs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
thank you for the thing on the hashtag. So now I have to go back into my Instagram account, and all of the photos that are in the Photo Art Pavilion are going to get retagged much differently.
Well, there you go. I guess we'll have
because I'm not tagging all my photos because not all of them are in the pavilion.
Okay.
You understand? Okay.
I get you. It'll come. It'll all come.
Okay.
Again, do the speed limit, take your time with it, just keep your foot on the gas pedal, and over the course of time, just remain motivated. It will all start to come into, it all starts to gel. And that's really what we're
Yeah.
trying to get it to do, is gel. All
And I
right?
like the
We'll make
idea
an
of the
investment.
email campaign a lot.
I do
Thank
want to
you.
jump in. So back to the hashtags. So the one thing I also forgot is it's okay with artists to reshare your art. So I know for myself too, I haven't really done this, but to go back, stuff that you shared 6 months ago, a year ago, things that you absolutely love, share it again. So by doing this, the followers that you've accumulated now get to see your favorite piece, or the art that you've taken in the past, and then you want to reshare it. So by doing that, and also creating obviously a new post, you're able to extend the hashtags, revisit the same old hashtags, but it's all different eyes in those hashtag groups, if you will. I like to call them hashtag groups just because it makes more sense. Yeah. But you're able to then get either new eyes or more eyes, different eyes on your posts, and essentially either liking it or following you back. So don't be afraid to share old art. It's always a good thing, or to be repetitive.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we have a bunch of questions in here I want to try and get to, because we're running over, actually. All right, so Maria, how you doing, kiddo? Asked the question, how will Photo Art Pavilion be promoting? I see there's a Facebook page. Can we post on that and tag? I actually just started a Photo Art Pavilion group, which is not getting any traction just yet because it's brand new. But I think that that's going to be the place for Photo Art Pavilion artists to kind of, jump in and share, because the pages Facebook made a really big, you have to have a Facebook page for your business, otherwise you can't create the group. But yet they've taken down the ability to have a robust audience, if you will, on a Facebook page. It's more towards the group. Anyway, so we've got both. Right now, we're not going to allow for photographers to freely post on the Photo Art Pavilion Facebook page. But again, as Barbara did this past week, she tagged us with the @sign. I saw it, and I moved it over to the Photo Art Pavilion page. So yes, we will do that for you, because we want to keep that Facebook page, the Photo Art Pavilion page, very, very clean and all about the art. Okay, the group can be a lot of different things going on in there. Could be, announcing the different meetings that we're going to have, and so forth and so on. So I hope that answers your question. You could definitely tag us anytime you want on any of these posts.
Perfect. Yeah, I saw something yesterday, I think, or the day before, and that's why I was wondering if someone personally tagged on there. Like, I guess how it was moved, how was that featured? How are we being featured? And sorry, there was just one more question. Do you guys have a newsletter as well?
I do send out newsletters on occasion. I think I did 2 already.
Okay, because I just FYI, because I know from the company, like where I work, we seen that newsletters have been helping out a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
In touch with our customers, so we're seeing a bit more of an uptick with that, and they really like the visuals and seeing the updates. So that's why I was just asking, because I'm seeing more and more that newsletters are being helpful with social media as part of the whole social selling program that we do.
Which goes back to what we talked about, get those direct mail campaigns for yourselves as well.
Yeah.
Direct mail. That's a newsletter. Okay. I know what I do is I listen to podcasts a lot, and I focus my podcast entertainment on the art business, and I take in a lot of information and I try to sort it out, and I try to, bring forward from what I'm learning to you. And I have had, newsletters that I've kind of crafted off of those podcasts that I've listened to. So I'm going to say yes, Maria. I don't know if you're not getting our emails for some reason, but if if you want to do a test, certainly we can go back and forth and make sure our emails are connecting, okay? I'm looking
Okay.
at Keith Rosane says, if you use a hashtag on LinkedIn, does it only go to groups in LinkedIn or does it also go to Instagram and other groups on social media? I'm going to say wherever you're posting that hashtag with whatever social media platform that is going to, that is what that hashtag is for. So if you're on LinkedIn, that hashtag is going to be viewed by LinkedIn participants. If you're on Instagram, that hashtag is going to be viewed by Instagram participants. The platforms don't really cross. I know Facebook owns Instagram or vice versa, but they still have separate platforms. So, keep that in mind when you're doing your posts, that you have to kind of try and speak to the audience. Like if you're on LinkedIn, that's more of a corporate audience, right? If you're on Instagram, it's more photographer to photographer or art lover or, art collector, different audiences. On Facebook, it seems to be more photographer to photographer from what I'm seeing, and also it's a combination. I see corporate interactions, I see person-to-person interaction, and I see photographer to photographer interaction. So think of your audience, think of your social media platform, and try to write your posts. And it's okay. Like even Jess was saying, like you could create the post on Instagram, and it allows you to automatically share the same exact post over to Facebook. It's an automatic link. You can create that link. So do that, saves you time. And then if you want, you can just copy and paste that information and jump over to LinkedIn and slap it over there and maybe clean up your hashtags a little bit based on your audience over there. And you're done. 5 minutes today and you're done. Okay. So just kind of think in that vein. Jack Calandra, is it better to have a Facebook page or use your personal page? Well, I'm going to answer this personally too. Jessica, if you want to jump in, just let me know. But I have learned, I've been an entrepreneur since I'm 22-ish. I've learned to separate business from personal. I just feel you have to. That's my personal feeling. But if you have a great audience personally on your personal Facebook page, and the only thing that you're doing with your personal Facebook page is photography, then just let it flow. If you feel the need to separate, then separate. I feel the need to separate. I've got a big fat Italian family and everybody's got an opinion. So I try to put my business over here and I put my family over there. It's just my own opinion. Like I said, and I also see like Facebook pages are, I don't want to say they're losing traction, Facebook pages for business, but you really have to keep your foot on the gas pedal. So if you're going to go in that direction, make sure you're paying attention to it, make sure you're engaging your audience, and make sure that you keep inviting people to join over, invite people to join over. Okay? All right, what do we got here? Do you have a video or will you have a session on selling on Photo Art Pavilion, maybe testimonials from artists? Absolutely. We have some videos. We did just start a YouTube channel for Photo Art Pavilion. We have some testimonials we've been posting up onto our Facebook page. I posted one from a couple people that had some sales. So we like to promote the fact that so-and-so had a sale and this was their positive feedback back to the company. And we like to share that with all of our audience, whether you be an art buyer, an art collector, a photographer, a corporate, purchaser, whatever. We just like to, if there's a feather in someone's cap that we need to share, we do that. So testimonials would definitely have been coming in, and I've been trying to slowly share them out into the marketplace, into the social media marketplace. And when we do so, we're also tagging that photographer to give them a second kudos, if you will. So that's definitely been working very nicely. Let's see. Anthony Graziano, is it possible for you guys to share the names, contact information of people who buy or show interest in our art? Well, if they're showing interest in the art, I don't know that we can. But once the buy is made, I have to be very careful. We have to be very careful because we do have a privacy policy on Photo Art Pavilion. Think if you were to buy something from JCPenney and JCPenney's manufacturer, or JCPenney decides to share your contact information with that manufacturer of that particular blouse or whatever, it gets a little, I'm sorry, Tony, I had to mute you. Go again.
So I would never buy a blouse, but that's okay.
No, you would for your wife. But we, Jess and I keep talking about this because I think it's a good thing to be able to give you that information once you have a sale through photoartpavilion.com. But on the same token, I have to really go back to legal and say, what is our liability as Photo Art Pavilion? Is the customer going to have a, a tizzy fit? So
Yeah, maybe something that says to the buyer, is it okay to share the information? Because I personally like to send a thank you.
I agree.
Me too. Yes.
I agree.
It'd be nice to do that. So
I agree.
the last piece that sold, I eventually, I did get an email from the buyer.
Right.
Somebody I worked with in the past, so I know who it was, but it'd just be nice and easy to follow up. Well,
I
maybe
have
you guys can follow, for us, but I don't, it's always good to just say thank you.
Well, first of all, just so you're aware, we say thank you. They get follow-up. We have automatic emails that go through the system that go back to the buyer saying thank you for your order. We also say follow up with the, when the items have been shipped. So all of that is happening in an automated fashion, which is awesome. But I do agree with you, Tony. I do agree with you, Barbara. I know you've asked these questions in the past. But again, I have to go back to legal, and I also have to go review our privacy policy that's actually on the website. So if we're telling the audience, we don't share your information, blah, 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 and then I'm sharing your information. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? We get a bad star review, and that could tank the whole platform. So I'm just trying, yes, we want to, but we're still kind of playing tennis with this, okay? Lobbing it back and forth over the net.
Okay.
And I do appreciate that because I agree. And I know that buyers will buy from a specific artist. They'll come back into the loop, more than once. So I'm very sensitive to it. I'm open to it. And Jessica's open to it, but we keep, again, we talk to the attorneys and they're like, well, let's see. So, I mean,
It might just be a caveat, we don't share information with anybody except for the artist.
yeah,
Or,
again, these are things we have to hash out. We've got to update the privacy policy on the platform, on the website, so that people understand that's an option. So yeah, I like that idea, Tony. I like the idea of saying, with your permission, and maybe we can give them a box to check on checkout.
Yeah.
That says, would you be comfortable to receive a thank you email from the artist? Maybe they check that box and say yes, and we're good to go. And maybe we make that box automatic as a yes check, and they have to uncheck it. I like that even better. Just going like this.
Joanne?
Yeah, so that's something you're not the first one to ask that question, but thank you for bringing it up. Let's see. Where am I now?
Joanne,
Yes. Rich Lavella, how you doing, buddy?
a word of advice about passing out the client's contact information to the artists. We have artists with varying skills in the marketing world. They're photographers. They're not necessarily
That's true.
people or marketers. I spent my career dealing with marketing, and I would advise you to not pass that information out because more often than not, it will be abused and it'll come back to bite you.
Interesting. So there's
Joanne,
This is the same tennis ball that Jessica and I have been playing with.
Joanne,
Right
Yes.
there with you, Rich.
Yes. Yes.
This is Kathy. It's just a thought. What if you made it that if we make a sale, you ask the person on checkout to opt in to receive future communications from you guys regarding updates that this artist might post.
Absolutely great idea.
Because
Yeah.
in that way you get, it's still going through Photo Art Pavilion. You're still, you know, I think, and because I know I have people that buy my artwork and they follow me and they continue to buy it when they see it, new stuff that comes out.
Okay.
It's Maria again. So I can tell you for sure, because again, I'm in marketing. You guys know I'm in marketing. I work for a banking software company. We go through this. We have GDPR. There's rules with data protection right now. So I've been going through this for years. And the way that we handle it, again, is just exactly what we just said, and I just wrote it, is that we have opt-in, opt-out, but you have to make it very specific, right? So like, what exactly are they opting in for? What are they opting out for? And check off everything. It doesn't have to just be like, you know, would you be okay, you know, for the seller to contact you? Would you be okay to be on our newsletter? To receive newsletters? Would you be okay, you know, for us to send you invitations? So that's the way that we handle it right now. And so just more ideas, just more suggestions on, you know, make sure that you know, if you're going to do it, make sure you're ticking off all the boxes as well.
Thank you, Maria. That was great. Great. All right. I see Jack Calandra. Great question. And it's something I want. Augmented reality for Photo Art Pavilion. It's on our wish list. It's not cheap to create that and to plug it into our already proprietary software. Our entire site is custom coded, custom created. And so then we would also have to have a custom created augmented reality plugin that would work well with the existing coding that's there. It's on the wish list. It may be something that we can deliver in 2021. We need to keep selling and we need to keep growing. And I think that all of these beautiful bells and whistles are going to come to fruition sooner rather than later, because understand that Jessica and I are both photographers too, and we're both art producers, and we love to sell our art, and we want to be on a platform that's really the best. And we're right there. We're on the edge, and we just want to keep making it better and better. So again, these are great suggestions, and it's on the wish list, Jack, and I appreciate you bringing that forward for us today.
Yeah, I know it could be technically challenging to do that, but yeah.
It is. It would be building an app, truthfully.
Yes.
And I just, you know, I know it's expensive, and we just came off of the 2-year build out of Photo Art Pavilion, and you know, those bills are paid, which is good. So now we're just trying to revamp and get ourselves get our foundation. You know, then COVID hit, and
Yeah.
you know, so we're working in a very forward direction. I don't ever look at our company and this platform and all of you with any sense of lack. I always look at it all with a sense of opportunity and growth. And I always have my mindset in that direction. And so does Jess. So, you know, we challenge each other every day with new ideas and what can we do to be better and bolder. And, you know, that's one of the things that's definitely on the list. So we hope that we can get to that. That'd be great.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Barbara, I'll be in 2 exhibits in 2021. Can I generate a coupon for my work to hand out to those events? Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Are you going to be trying to sell through PAP while you're at your event?
Well, it's going to be my photography friends. We're doing it at the Freeport Library.
Okay.
So there's going to be about 8 of us that are going to be hanging stuff. We had to, actually, we had to reserve it 2 years ago. So business cards, but
Right.
then if people have interest and say, well, I like that, here's a coupon, here's my website, here's a coupon, please feel free to visit.
Absolutely.
This plus other stuff is there, and try to get it in that way.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, we've taken business cards every once in a while. We'll just create we can print them right here in the gallery with, you know, 20% off any framing or whatever. And we print them out as people walk through the door, and they'll just throw it in their pocket. They may come back, may use it that day. They may come back, you know, a couple weeks later. But yeah, you can always make use of coupons in any venue that you're working in. It doesn't have to specifically be for the online, but you could certainly make use. And again, you know, go back to the 100% commission that we offer. you could actually sit on your computer. Let's say you have that piece of art on the wall, okay? And they're like, well, I want that in a canvas and not the way it's framed, and I want something different. But so if they're not going to buy that actual piece that's on the wall, you could take them right onto the website and customize it right for them on the spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my iPad.
There,
for
the
these
opportunity
events
for
now.
metals, canvas, acrylic, it's all there. The frame choices, the mat choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it right through, and you'll have the coupon code. You could throw that right in, check them right out, and they'll get the art delivered direct to their home.
Okay. Cause I had two events and then they got canceled this year.
It's when you get close
Obviously.
to that event, and we'll try to see what we can do to help you out. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Very welcome. All right. Any other questions? I think that was a great session. We ran over a little bit. I do apologize.
Not bad for our first one. I hope everyone was able to walk away with some extra information, things that you didn't know, ways to better help your reach through social media and help your story.
Lots of notes.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Lots of notes.
Good.
And definitely feel free to contact us, contact us via email if you have any other questions, follow-ups, whatever. We're always here to help you guys in any way we can. So
It is my hope that by April, we'll all be able to see each other in person for real, like a little bit without hesitation or minimal hesitation,
yeah.
and just be able to, we should just have a drink. We should just do something like in April at the gallery.
We did that last week.
Nobody recognizes me anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no,
Exactly.
I got a new mask yesterday. It's a little Christmas.
But at least, with technology, we're able to connect this way and still share ideas and be face to face, even though we're not in the same room. So, you gotta love technology right now.
Yeah.
Happy holidays
Jeff,
to everybody.
thanks for joining us. I think we're going to close this meeting out. If you have any questions or additional stuff in the chat, I put our email there. There's the @ to tag us in your posts. And yeah, any questions you have, go to the website. There's phone numbers, there's emails, and you guys know how to reach us. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have an awesome holiday, everybody. Good to see
Happy
you.
holidays.
Take care, everybody. Be safe and healthy.
Let's have a kick-ass
Bye.
2021.
All right. Bye. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah.